Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll talk to you again at halftime. But for the call of this one, let's send it out to our EA Sports broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a minute ago, it was Jameis Winston leading his Buccaneers out of the tunnel. They're on their feet here in Tampa as the Bucs get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome in, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. So you've got 1 week of preseason games in the books. Now you start to really assess some of the vets and, of course, some of the young players.
You're exactly right, because now there's a week's worth of film out there for everyone to watch. And for guys who may or may not make these particular teams, that film will be out there around the league, so maybe they can catch on somewhere else if they have to. But this would be a lot of fun to see how much time the veterans play versus how much time the young guys get.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And when you scout him on tape, you see the big wind-up delivery. But one other thing I noticed, when it's time to turn it loose, to let that ball go, it gets out of his hands quickly at that point and gets from A to B, B being the receiver, with some dispatch.
Hey, let's get a conversion. Ready. Black 22. Boys, head up. Boys, up.
They'll run with the backup. This is Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And this offense can air it out, and when they do, you have to key on Mike Evans.
And we do think about his catch radius first and foremost. A tall, lean receiver, but he actually can make some agile plays as well.
Ready. Blue 80.
On second down, Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Ready. Blue 80. Boys, up.
Working out of the gun, Winston. He's going to float this one deep. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 40.
Following
throwing the interception. Here's Prescott. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. That opening drive ended with the And it didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Ready? 125.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Ready?
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Ready? Black 22.
Winston now from the 50. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play for the Cowboys on 3rd. 55 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And there he had to break multiple tackles to earn that touchdown. Bottom line, he earned that touchdown.
Indeed he did. That was pretty much a get-off-of-me run and all the way into the end zone.
Now the try here for the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready? You wait. That. Where's that? Where's that?
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Off the play fake, Winston. He's going to loft one deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Room to run inside the 40. And down right around the 37.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Second down, Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Cooper's first catch, and good for a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down carry by Elliott. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Not see another play as time has run out on this first quarter. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now Elliott. And now running right. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Well, without a doubt, all credit's got to go to the runner. Found his way into the end zone, but the defensive guys just not wrapping up well when they try to tackle him.
And that's the thing. You've got to wrap up. A lot of times these days you see guys, they just want to go as hard as they can and throw their body at somebody. That's not old school football, though.
No, old school football is fundamentals. Wrapping up, locking your hands, and trying to get him on the ground.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Ready.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. He was a second-round pick. Many scouts thought he could have gone higher than that.
And I was one of them. Even though I don't scout for any particular team, I had a first-round grade on him. And frankly, I'm surprised he lasted to the second round. They got a steal with this player.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could. And
he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Adam Humphries, 36 yards. And the Bucs have made this a one-score game. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch. And he loves that. And he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now for the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Getting set to go again, we get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. Second quarter here, he has only one catch, but they have the lead. You got to think, though, he's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They start on the ground with Elliott. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Prescott now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now with the play clock winding down, Vance Joseph says, let's talk this over. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout. And now we're set to get going. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Prescott from the gun. Going deep here for Bryant. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there on third down. 52 yards.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
A second down throw for Prescott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point attempt here still to come. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go play action. Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
3rd and long for Winston. And he checks this one down to Williams. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, is that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that will tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott on 1st down. Completes it right side to Cooper. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And they'll go on the ground. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. The dive unsuccessful. The big fella can't pick it up. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
A first down throw for Winston. Looking sideline, incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Let's go now.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Bucs on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Ready. Move ready. Close up. Close up.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Brian Anger now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. With it is Jackson. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Here we go.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Finding room inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be from 56 yards out. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Ready.
Final play of the half here. Winston. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. We've got 2 more after this one, and then we get it all started, as we normally do, on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Boom, landed!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the 2nd half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go! 3-19!
Hogan now. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. He got 29 yards that time. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And they'll run it here. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go! 319! 319!
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
This is Jackson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. 30 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hogan is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Now Hogan. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Oh, and now some space to operate. Pass up. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. Ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive, 4 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Here we go. 3-19.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Robert Quinn in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Now let's go.
Now, whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved.
False start, offense.
Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Now let's go. Green 39.
They'll set up to throw.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
All right, here we go. Green.
And instead, they want to throw it. Play action. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here, so it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
And it'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
To throw on 2nd down. Hogan, he's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
All right, here we go.
On 3rd down, it's Love, and he gets it down to the 48, enough for the 1st. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it with Jackson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They run again with Jackson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Check. 59. Get in the way. Gun.
Throwing on 1st down. Hogan eluding the pressure right. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Boom, 90.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
Vance Joseph making his mark. His guys will go on 4th down.
Tight right. Now let's go.
On 4th down, Hogan. That's complete right around the 8. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.